Are those names good as is, or you want to flip-flop them? You're the higher seed. Okay, so we got to flip them. Get the right piece and we're going to flip over it. Good luck.
All right, here we go. We are going live, and this is the first shot of the Step Ladder Finals of the 2021 4th Annual Colerain Open. We have Jacob Balzer and Simon Moat in the first match. And as usual, folks, we're going to ask everybody to share this. Let's get a lot of viewerships. We've got a pretty exciting top 5 here. Finishing up sharing this everywhere. So, but like I said, if you guys would do the same and share with us in the booth with me, I've got Kyle Cook.
How we doing?
Hey, Kyle. And Brad Bridges.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, Brad can hear us on his headset, too. This is cool.
There's so many gadgets in the booth this week.
There's lots of gadgets.
Laptops.
We're up into production a little bit.
He's going to leave all this stuff here for me. So like I said, if everybody hits the share button before we get too far into the match so we can do our play-by-play, we want to be sure to thank our sponsors this year. Kyle, you want to hit up the sponsors?
Yep, I'd like to thank Anthony's Timber Tree Service, Dave's World of Bowling, TMT Bowling, TMT Bowling STREAMTV, and SCHMEHS Plumbing. They all added $500 to the prize fund this weekend for a cool $2,000 added. Definitely appreciate their support every year. Several have been on since the beginning. This is the 4th installment of this great event. And we definitely, without the sponsors, this wouldn't be possible.
Absolutely. And we've got, you know, I didn't bring the prize list over here with us, Kyle.
I can go grab it if you'd like.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Don't miss me too much.
I'll let everybody know who's the rest of the step ladder as well.
Sounds good. I'll be right back.
Andrea said she hopes you leave it here.
I just saw that.
Yeah, I did too. So we've got Jacob Balzer and Simon Moat first match. They're going to be, the winner is going to take on Brady Adler. The winner of that match will take on Jeff Fair, who had an incredible run on the back 5 to get here. Actually back 6 games. Just unreal, the jump he made. And Jalen Mosley, who had our highest qualifying score over the entire weekend, right? And he's our leader.
Jalen has pretty much led from the go.
Yes, he has.
He led every game of his squad on Friday. He led, I think, 8 of the 10 games today.
Yeah, there was a little back and forth there with him and Jacob for a couple games, and Jeff put a scare. Jeff actually could have doubled in the 10th to go around him. There's only a 3-pin difference from first to second, but that doesn't matter now. They're bowling 1-game matches, and we'll see what happens.
Nolan White wanted me to make it known that he was ahead of Jalen after 1 today. I thought he led all 10, and Nolan wanted to make sure that everybody knew that Nolan was ahead of Jalen through 1.
Well, and he's also claiming the victory tonight for the sweeper.
He's the greatest bowler in the world on Route 66. That's a proven fact. He said it last year sometime. I'm inclined to believe everything he says.
I mean, has he steered you wrong yet?
Probably.
All right, Jacob, double 9 spare. Simon's got a strike and a spare to go. Give you some of the scores for these two gentlemen. The way this worked, folks, is they bowled. We had 5 different qualifying squads, 1 on Friday night, 4 on Saturday. Pretty even throughout the whole, every one of the squads. We didn't have any one huge squad. We didn't have any, tiny squads. Everything was pretty good. And they bowled 5 games, to qualify, and the top 20% from each squad made it to today. And then once they got to today, there were 26 bowlers that made it to today. Those 26 bowlers bowled 5 more games.
Starting over at 0.
Starting over at 0. The pins did not carry over from qualifying to here. They bowled 5 more games, and we got the field down to 14. They bowled 5 more, and the top 5 are right here in the step ladder. So, a lot of bowling.
Down the stretch, the last 3 games of the second 5 today, it was a real barn burner. There was a lot of movement, with the exception of Jalen, who was the 1 seed, and Jeff Fair entered the chat late and took over the 2 seed, but the 4 or 5 spot was up for grabs the whole time.
Yeah, look at this run Jeff Fair went on from game 5 on. 245, 255, 290, 279, 247, 245.
He went from 13 to second.
13th.
He said it might have been his highest 5-game total ever.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yep. We bowled at the low end for the second 5. The pattern had been sitting a little more. That plus some of the urethane early gave Jeff quite a bit of hold.
Yeah, and it had flattened it out even more than it already was. The pattern, we never released the pattern. It's a 39-foot pattern. It's basically fair enough to say at this point it was the same pattern as last season. We just made a couple minor alterations to it. Same length, same shape of the pattern from last year. We didn't really do a whole lot different to it. Just
basically, we changed the way it was applied slightly.
Yeah, slightly.
There's using a different kind of oil here this year than last year. And the speed it was applied at. So minor adjustments, but both of those things can definitely change the way that the pattern plays, and it did. It's not playing too similar to the way it played last year. Everybody that's here who's on the right played them pretty similar.
Yeah, we saw all different kinds of play. We saw, you see Jacob Balder right now. He's throwing plastic. You see Simon throwing urethane. Brady will probably be throwing urethane. Jeff Fair probably will not
resin.
Be throwing. Yep.
I can probably guess it's resin.
And Jalen probably will be throwing urethane. So, it was a mixed bag up and down, but there definitely was quite a bit of urethane play out there today.
Quality double there.
Late hit there. Brad did bring the extra camera and lots of other gadgets here. We're working right here in front of NASA. So
it's got expensive taste.
So Brad's in charge of the buttons. So I looked at everything he's got here, and I said, guess what? He's even watching bowling on an iPad.
We got the PBA on in the chat.
But I appreciate you coming down and helping out, Brad. And
thanks for bowling, too. Bowled last night.
Yep. Appreciate donating your calls.
Appreciate that.
A big shout out to Brad's girl, Andrea. She's watching, and she made the cut for the first time in a PBA event or PWBA event this weekend. Cash had a nice little casher. So
down in Louisville.
Congratulations to you, Andrea.
She throws it better than Brad.
She throws it better than a lot of people.
I agree, but especially
better
Brad.
than me for sure.
But also Brad.
Cook, don't try to butter up. You're already on the list.
I know. I got the 600 the one time I bowled doubles with her, so she wouldn't ask me forever. So. Good strike there by Simon.
He's going to have to start doing that here a little bit. He had a couple tough frames there. 3rd, 4th, and 5th were all very errant shots. That one was a little better.
Simon seemed to struggle a bit early on in the second set of 5 today. With all the power he's got, the more lefties in the first 5 almost helped him because it gave him some shim. But in the final 14, he was the lone lefty, so every pair seemed like he had to be more aggressive just to create some hold for himself. It obviously worked because he's here right now.
It worked. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Jacob Balzer just come in and bowl one squad at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, he said he bowled the Fort Wayne Regional and came down and bowled 8 p.m. and got enough, and he's here today, still bowling. Of the 5 players in the stepladder, I believe only one re-entered, and it was Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff bowled Friday night, came right back Saturday morning with a little different game plan, re-entered and.
And he even the squad he bowled Saturday morning, he was like only 30 over after the first 3 and then popped 60-60s to get himself in there.
Yeah.
It's been a weekend of rallies for Jeff Fair, making a run. See if Simon can double up here. Jacob's starting to jump on him in this first match here. It's a nasty 7-pin.
Hey, look who's watching. Richard McCormick.
Hey, Rick.
And the great Ben Sobel. We do got to remind everybody, we've got our sweeper right after this. We transition right into the Sunday night sweeper. Check-in is going to be right at 5 o'clock. Bowling starts at 6. Tonight we were bowling on Cable Route 66. Our sponsor this evening, Rebel Metal Brewery.
That orange creamsicle seltzer is really good.
It is pretty good. I tried it.
I'm not a big seltzer guy. That was delightful.
Yeah.
I tried it the other day. Big fan.
Hi, Lauren Page. How are you? Hey, Lauren. Brad's here, too.
Just manning the cameras.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying they like the new angle. This is not my camera. Yet.
Don is probably the only one that doesn't really like that angle.
I don't know if she's popped on here yet, so.
Every time I bring something new down here, it costs you money.
Mm-hmm. So far I need a new camera with about 60 feet of cord. And a cordless mic and a wireless mic for the bowler.
I think you should put a TMT wish list on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do a GoFundMe. I hear those are popular in bowling.
Wouldn't be the first GoFundMe I've seen in the bowling world, I'll say that much. More than one way to skin a cat. Let's see if Jacob can continue to string here. It's a polyurethane spare ball. 5 in a row. So Brad, you bowled last night. What did you see out of this pattern when you shoot them up?
Well, didn't think they were as hard as the scores made them look, but generally, get this shot here. Every shot that went down the lane, they got tighter in every shot. You just had to. It was hard to keep up with, and I followed. I mean, I threw urethane also, but I followed urethane for the first couple games, and it just got tighter and tighter. I finally moved out to the gutter and found something out there for a game, but that was about it.
Yeah, these medium patterns. I mean, it's very pair to pair with how people decide to break them down, and they seem to transition faster than a little bit of a longer pattern would do that.
Well, yeah, and I think the way they were built was also very speed sensitive, too.
Yep.
You could throw it right through what you're looking at.
Exactly right.
And I think that's why a lot of people decide to throw urethane. Either they didn't have the ball speed to get resin through there, because I mean there was a defined area to play, I think, on the right and the left. But not everybody could throw it hard enough to get resin through there, so urethane kind of ended up being the play there.
Yeah, I think the problem is I brought too much urethane. I mean, I had 4 purples and 2 blacks, and they're all within a board of each other. So it's like you try to get the perfect motion out there, or shape. And I probably should have stuck my old trusty purple and been done with it.
A purple hammer's pretty good. I hear they're coming out with that again.
July 16th, I
on
believe.
July 16th. I may or may not be wearing a Hammer logo in the booth. It's my shameless plug.
I may or may not be wearing an Ebonite logo. And Brad may or may not be wearing track bowling.
Track bowling.
I think all those companies make phenomenal bowling balls.
All right,
Good
Simon.
three-bagger by Simon. Just a little late.
So surprised Simon had some bowling balls to throw. I believe Jason Lundquist was changing some pitches. And
Plugging like 40
20
of them.
or
20
something.
of
Yeah,
them.
whatever it was
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
workbench.
There's an entire table full.
It's a couple days' work just for. Must cut him a pretty good deal.
Well, not a bad weekend for Simon. He's going to finish 5th, and 5th place this year is taking home $600.
Do you have the envelopes?
I do. Well, I don't. JB does.
I'm going to go get that from him.
Jacob Balls is going to be the winner of this match, and he'll be moving on to bowl Brady Adler.
Earlier, and I got it.
Here we go, boss.
What am I doing? You got it.
No, we're doing it.
Oh, you gotta do the voice. Here with us. You gotta do the voice.
All right, final score of this game, 233 to 182. Again, Jacob Balzer will be moving on to bowl Brady Adler. Brady's going to come down here. He's going to get a couple balls on each of the starting lanes.
Good luck with that, guys.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing?
Post game.
You got it first, man. I got it.
All right, Simon, give us a little rundown of what went on there.
I sucked. You want me to elaborate more?
If you don't mind.
The left side didn't look good for the last 5 games. My carry percentage must have been 40%, 50% max. Just everything wrong with the cliff and everything for the 5 games just got worse on this pair. So I had nothing to, especially nothing to shoot 230, 240 at him to give him something to think about. So.
You were the only lefty in the top 14.
True. I mean, it's probably because I was able to get in and slow hook the urethane. Just, it wasn't enough.
And one last question. What would you do for Klondike Bar?
All right.
You gotta think on this one. Because it'd be a lot. You gotta think on this one. Probably selling my stuff.
All right.
Matt's fired.
Matt doing a quick interview with Simon while Brady's getting his practice in. Sheldon Short, who let him do the interview? Lauren, either myself or Kyle will do the next interview. Or Collier wants to do one too.
I'm making it look good. Copy great.
All right. Again, everybody hit the share button. We are in the second game of the step ladder. We're going to have Jacob Balzer and Brady Adler. Lots of people have seen Brady Adler in these step ladders and different types of events. The guy just steps up and he's just good. Made the comment Wednesday, he's definitely one of the best young bowlers in the area.
You're talking about Brady?
Yes.
Oh, he's one of the most up-and-coming players I've seen in a while.
Yes.
If you don't know about Brady Adler, you're going to.
Jacob starting off on the left wing with the strikes.
Still throwing some polyurethane there.
Yeah.
Shimming them up.
I know when I first came down here, never heard of Brady, and the guy made every step ladder you had down here.
He's a
Started coming down a
cup
couple years
maker.
ago.
A lot of power, a lot of speed. Some accuracy to go with it. I believe he's throwing resin. It should be the first time he's thrown
Sure
resin
looks
this
like it.
weekend. It's not a purple hammer. I don't know what it is, but
Oh. Kind of looked like a high road, maybe. A hustle.
Blaine Arms behind us here says it's a hustle of some kind. He's got glasses on, so he should be able to see it better than me.
Sheldon Short says it's a hustle wrap. But then he also put a question mark up there. So we're going to find out.
Perhaps it's a hustle wrap. We can ask him.
Yeah. Oh,
He said
man.
go and it went.
He said go and it blasted the head pin off the wall.
Let me get that info real quick.
Okay.
Sheldon Short was correct. It is
1
the hustle
point
wrap.
for Sheldon Short.
Yeah. Blaine was right because he said hustle. I think there's like 19 of those. So it was a real risk. It was a real risky guess. Dueling doubles to start here.
So Kyle, how about some numbers for the year? We had 143 entries this year, down a little bit.
A lot going on this weekend.
There was a lot happening. There was the ham track, whatever.
There's a giant ham tramp
whatever,
squad in Michigan.
Up in Michigan, so we lost a lot of the Michigan boys.
PWBA took a couple females from us, I'm sure.
Yep. Team tournament out at Himmler's.
Out at
Hopefully
Himmler's
everybody's
place.
having a blast out there. Brian always has a good tournament out there.
Columbus, like top dog all events event Saturday.
Yeah, and there was Tony Black started.
Tony Black's double started.
And there's a trio at Capri in Columbus.
And then a storm and tornado almost shut us down on Friday night.
Well, yeah, and that had something to do with the weather Friday night here was.
We were pacing to get about 40 or 45 on the Friday night squad, and a torrential downpour and tornado warning said not today.
No, a lot of people stayed home, and we were here. That's only because we got here ahead of it.
We had so much as gotten the qualifiers out about who made it to today, and the power went out.
Yeah, in fact, I mentioned to Kyle about, I don't know, they were in Game 5, and I said, man, I just looked outside, and it's not good. It's not looking good. There's a ton of lightning, a ton of thunder. It's not raining yet, but it doesn't look pretty. I hope we get done with these 5 games before that rolls in. We got done with the 5 games, announced it, and our boy Travis Bale said something about, well, at least the power didn't go out.
I was like, it's not that bad outside.
Yeah,
And
it's not that bad outside.
instantly.
Yeah. It was that lightning strike looking for Travis.
Probably. Well, it almost connected. It hit the bowling alley
It
instead.
hit the bowling alley.
But
So,
we had power on this morning or Saturday morning, and we were ready to roll with the 4 squads yesterday.
Yep.
I always appreciate everybody coming out.
Absolutely. Even with the 15 or so less entries than last year, we were able to make the prize fund even better than last year. So thanks in part again to the sponsors in the tournament. And can't thank them enough. You can't make some of these things work without it. So.
Absolutely. Like I said, some of them have been with us the whole time, all 4 years. Some of us have joined us on the way, and we're certainly thankful. $2,000 added for an $80 entry tournament is a lot.
Lauren, yes, there is about 5 or 6 lanes of open bowling down to our left, or our right.
Starting to see that polyurethane get a little lazy down lane.
Well, you know, I watched him in game 10, and I watched him just miss it completely and wash out. And then I watched him make a flat 10, and I believe in game 9 or even earlier in game 10, he left at 8-10.
It really shows the difference in the technology between polyurethane and urethane. Game 10, you see a lot of carry down with all the urethane being thrown and all that, and it just got to the point where he'd probably throw it to the friction and it'd spot up instantly, and if anything inside of that, the cover's just so weak that it's not going to want to hook.
Right.
That ball's designed to be a spare ball, so
Knock over one at a time.
Smaller quantities of pins.
Yes. Andrea, that'd be great to see you here next year as long as the PWBA event isn't close. We are discussing picking a different weekend next year. Father's Day does fall on the same weekend. It's on the 19th next year. So we may bounce it forward a week. We'll look and see what else is going on, if we can find stuff that far in advance. And that'll be the week before Tony Black starts. It'll be before the week of Chiefs tournament. So
Be after the Mega Buck and HP.
Yep,
Still.
the week after the Mega Bucks. So we're going to look at that. And we'll have a date out and an event page out very, very soon.
Well, the beauty and the curse of Central and Midwest bowling is there seems to be a bunch of things every weekend to bowl.
Yeah.
Which, while that is a great thing to have when you're trying to run a tournament, it's hard to find a weekend that's all yours.
Yeah.
Not to mention the PBA coming in late with their regional schedule and all that on top of it, which takes a couple of the players that bowl this event away.
But, that's okay. It's nice to have a lot of bowling in our area, a lot of good, solid bowling in our area. And, that's just the way it is. And bowlers have a chance to pick and choose. Nice cover on the spare.
For the players, it's definitely a blessing. Like, I know weekends that I'm not running something, I'm thankful to have options of what I can go do and where I can go do it.
Or not.
Or not do it.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to enjoy my weekends off the lanes. My older years. I just got 2 glares in the chat from the elder statesman to my right.
Too much older people.
My hairline's like 40.
It's a soft 40.
It's a soft. Got a wicked beard though.
What would you call a beard?
What would you call Brad's hairline?
Imaginary. See if we can get back on it.
Yep, sure enough.
That's a lot of power.
Cook, I could put one of these cameras on top of your head for the entire broadcast here.
That's not necessary. I intentionally put the headset over my bald spot, so good luck.
You need 4 headsets.
Could have got Elsa's wig to wear today.
I got a bigger head than that, Todd.
We could stretch it out.
I got a 5 head up here. See if Jacob can double up here and make it a 20-pin match. He doesn't like it.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, when I walked in and saw he was throwing plastic and was toward the top of the lead, I was actually kind of surprised because they get tight here, like I was talking earlier, and I'm just surprised he can get that ball to go through the pins.
He had kind of a tricky roll for a 2-hander towards the end. He was behind it, but it wasn't behind it enough to where it would just burn up instantly. Backup ball at the spare. this is the point in the match where it gets tricky for him because he's down a sizable amount, and the plan that he came in with the whole weekend is not looking like enough right now. So we'll see if he sticks with it or if he tries to go a different direction to at least make Brady show up here. Good shot. It's kind of a double-edged sword. The more times that ball goes down the lane, it's going to create even more shim like that. It's going to make it even more difficult to get to the pocket and all the way through the pin deck. I think I'd probably come out of it and go to urethane or something stronger.
Well, he's got a he's got a urethane ball sitting down there that he drew in game 1, just for one shot.
Brady seems pretty dialed in with resin, which is surprising because the 15 games he's bowled this weekend, I believe, have all been with urethane. Maybe he saw something different on this title match pair, just wanted to go with the direction that he thought would be more successful in a one-game match. It's a lot of power.
Yes.
He doesn't get cheated when he lets it go.
Tall, thin, nothing but leverage. Got a pretty good head on his shoulders. He's just in his early 20s.
Got a lot of game. I think he's only going to get better as we go through the years here.
David Kruder, one of our sponsors, has checked in and saying hello, everyone.
What's up,
Hi,
Dave?
Crudes.
Thank you for supporting this year's event as always.
Oh, look at
Nasty.
that.
Wicked. The kids call that lit. That was lit.
Who's lit?
Yeah.
Us old guys like to say that was dirtier than a truck stop bathroom.
All right, Randy Peterson.
Yep.
What's the other one that went out for burger and fries and came back for steak and potatoes?
Yeah.
Is that the other one?
There's a few of them.
I hope none of those are copyrighted.
I wouldn't think so.
No. Jacob is wasting a little time here to get up on the approach, and yep, that one's.
Somebody watching shoot Nolan Blessing a message for me. He's texting me asking me when the sweeper starts. The sweeper starts at 6 o'clock. There are plenty of spots available. Check-in will start at around 5 o'clock. So anybody watching that knows Nolan, shoot him a text, let him know that for me. I cannot get to my phone to do so right now.
Todd has this magic power that whenever he's in the booth looking at the live chat, he seems to get more messages than ever.
Yeah.
It's like they know. I did not think that one was going to shim, to be honest with you.
Well, it did.
That's kind of sick.
Back.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Jacob Bogan's run is going to end here with Brady Adler. Again, pretty impressive day for Jacob, throwing plastic all day. Finishing 4th this year, and he will be taking home money.
$700.
$700 for 4th place.
He bowled one time for $80 and made $700 and finished in 4th. That's pretty good.
Nothing to shake a stick
I
at.
believe he cashed in Fort Wayne as well at the regional, so I think he's had a pretty good weekend. I think.
Brady finishes with 240.
I think we're going to pass the mic off to Collier Pavey here, who's going to interview Brady, who just won that match right there. Collier, go ahead and take it away.
All right, Brady. So we saw that you switched to pretty active right here in the match. What were you seeing different than earlier?
Well, I just thought that urethane wasn't carrying so well, and all I could shoot was 220 all day. So I just moved in with the ball that gives me the best shape, and they played like house, so that's all I can do.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, we're going to go over here and talk to Jacob now, who had a great weekend. Good luck, Brady. All right.
I got an interview. All right, Jeff's going to jump in here and get his practice.
So you had a good weekend, made a pretty good run with what was basically plastic.
Yeah.
What were you seeing this weekend?
I seen a lot of early friction and just very tight down lanes, so I just wanted to use something that could keep it simple, basically, keep the ball in front of me.
Did you see pretty much the same thing in match play here, or was it pretty different to you, or what were you seeing?
I saw actually the same thing. I just did not execute the shots as well as I should have.
Well, a great weekend of bowling, and glad to have you down at Colerain.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks for running it.
Always. Professional.
That's fired.
Matt's officially fired. The Klondike Bar question is send you over the top.
Wait, what do you
The last question for Simon was, what would you do for a Klondike Bar? We're not sponsored by Klondike.
I really got to think about this. Waited about a minute.
So I'm down here with who are you rooting for this match?
My dad,
Who's your dad?
Jeff Fair.
Who's that?
That guy.
That guy right there. Did you bring a sign?
Uh-huh.
You gonna show your sign on the camera down there? All right. So we know who she's rooting for. She's pulling for Daddy. Come down here on Father's Day and root for her dad.
Yeah.
And what's your name again?
Addie Fair.
All right.
Nicely done, Brad. Nicely done. You're a gentleman and a scholar. That was nicely done.
I'll try to be.
We're going to let Jeff finish up his practice balls here before we get started in the next match. They're good as is. Brady's going to start on the left lane. Yep. Right keys and we'll get started. Good luck.
Lauren asks where we are in the tournament. This is the semifinal match. The winner of this match will bowl Jalen Mosley for the title.
All right, semifinals. Got Jeff Fair versus Brady Adler. Jeff wanted to have Brady start here on the left lane. Got some hold left, he's got some hook right. Looks pretty good. See what Jeff's got here in his first shot on the step ladder pair. He's done resin all weekend. He hasn't touched urethane yet. We're going to have that respotted.
Hello, Larry from Middletown. You know something, guys, I think we failed to mention. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there watching, and the dads that are here bowling, and
in the booth.
And in the booth.
Happy Father's Day, Todd, Brad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't have to say it back. That's okay. Kidless, that I know of.
Don't we usually wish you a happy Mother's Day?
Me?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's a different meaning.
I'm going to pretend to ignore that. I'm going to take the high road there.
Attaboy.
First time ever. First time, long time.
First time, long time. But yeah, happy Father's Day. Hopefully everybody's getting to spend some time with the family and enjoying themselves. And you know, the cutest thing in the world that we saw today, you see in the background behind Jeff, there's a young lady holding up a sign, and they came walking in during qualifying. It's a bunch of Happy Father's Day and we believe in you, and it was just the coolest thing I think I've ever
Yeah, you
seen.
can see her in the background right now with her sign.
Brad interviewed her before while Jeff was warming up.
Oh yeah?
And I think about the time that she walked in, I think Jeff decided that he wasn't going to miss the rest of qualifying.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, it was game 2, and he shot 176 that game right when they walked in at the end, and he didn't shoot below 200 the rest of the day.
Yeah, he popped
He
off.
went on a crazy run.
See if Jeff can make a better shot here on the left lane.
A little better, but thank you, Jason.
Ball looks a little lopey going down the lane there.
That was a little lopey. Jeff, this pair in this house is, and just like in many houses, there's certain pairs that are kind of a bugaboo for people, and this is one of them that Jeff kind of has his moments with, but
It's definitely one of the more tricky pairs
Yes.
in the building. There's trickier.
this one rates right up there with him, is what you're trying to say.
I agree. Yep, I can agree with that. Good double to start
Just
by
nasty. Just
Brady. Mike Jaczynski's watching. Thanks for bowling this weekend, buddy.
Yeah, he puts the hashtag name bangers in there, and both these guys in this match are throwing resin.
I think Mike was referring to himself as a Thane banger, which he definitely is.
He is.
Said something along the lines of you can't be a Thane banger unless your bag is 4-to-1 urethane to resin. He told me that information. I asked for it at HP.
There are rules.
I wanted to use the hashtag once. He told me I couldn't because I only had 2 urethane balls and the rest of my balls were resin.
No, you weren't allowed.
I was sad, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed.
Oh. Let that one get away from you.
That's one Brady blip is that when he gets a little firm and a little forward, it'll scoop by it.
Mike, you're welcome, buddy. Thanks for making the trip down. He is one of the folks from Michigan. In fact, he's the head coach for Trine University of Michigan. So the high schoolers, Indiana, I'm sorry.
To both of those.
And
It's
the high
basically
schoolers
Michigan.
that are, yeah, it's basically Michigan.
We're both bad at football out there.
Whoops. Them Hoosiers had a pretty good team the last couple of years.
Never heard of her.
Yeah. That being said, if anybody, one of the high schoolers, lots of youth bowlers that follow this and bowl around here, please check out Trine University.
That one shimmed up on Jeff there too.
Yep.
I think that's a mix of Brady playing left of him with resin and the polyurethane from the 2 matches prior.
Quite possibly.
Brady's resin wants to make the fronts hook, and the polyurethane will carry the oil down, which can
Generally
create
not a good mixture.
It can create a nasty case of over-under in the not fun parts of the lane.
All right, Jeff, covering up the spare.
That's a dynamic that always makes the step ladder interesting because everybody gets to see the pair for a couple minutes when we first start. Then we get a couple balls on each lane before we get going.
See a quick shot of the score there. Jeff looking for his first strike. Brady's got double 9, currently a 24-pin lead after 3 frames. Sheldon, if you're wondering what Jeff Fair is throwing, I'm pretty sure it's an IQ 12. Yep, he was definitely a little more firm on that one. And another half 10.
Jeff's by no means out of it yet, but double from Brady here could make a big difference in the, the total. Full left.
Still slapping out a 10-pin though.
That's the other side of the urethane going down the lane. It gives you some hold. You can take a step left and if nobody throws urethane on this pattern and everybody throws resin, he throws it right there, that ball overhooks.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet a sizable amount of money on that.
Well, then I'm out on that bet because I don't have a sizable amount of money because Brad's here showing me all this new stuff.
That is a caveat of being friends with Brad Bridges.
Yes.
After you get all this stuff, he'll probably make fun of you because your phone's too old.
We talked about that on, was that last
Wednesday? Yeah,
last Wednesday.
I shamed him into getting a phone. Actually, me and Doug Moss shamed him into getting a phone.
Doug Moss, I thought Doug Moss said he was going to be around this weekend.
Well, he had the opportunity to come down here. I called him on the way home from Louisville yesterday and said if you wanted to ride down with me, come on over. And he texted me like 15 minutes before I was going to leave and said he was going to pass.
Wow.
So we can shame him here in the on the stream or in the comments.
Doug is one of the most unique individuals on the planet. I'm not going to say if that's good or bad. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes. Jeff just can't get the 10 out. He is making some better shots.
He's got a nice roadmap to the pocket, but
yeah, but it's just not quite enough to slap the 10 out.
the problem with the way the pattern's been broken down is I feel if he gears down a little bit, that ball might hook early and might not even get there. It might go through the face.
No, just going for another ball.
I think the speed needs to be slower to allow the ball more time to get through the pins, but I think he needs to take a step left with something a little bigger.
I just peeked down there when he was getting his ball, and his daughter grabbed his face and looked like she gave him a little pep talk. So we'll see what happens here.
definitely went to something a little stronger.
Looks like an ASIM ball of some kind.
This is the RST, I think I saw it label on.
I'm unfamiliar with those bowling balls.
Yeah, I know a little bit about them.
Got a wealth of knowledge in the chat.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Stronger ball. That's probably not what he was looking for.
Directionally, it looked a little straight through the fronts, too. Ball probably need to be a little further right off his hand. Got our tournament leader, Jalen Mosley, just started warming up on 11 and 12. I think I don't know what he's going to throw. He's throwing everything all weekend.
Yes.
Oh, good spare.
Good spare.
This is the first year of the tournament. We did not have any 300 games. We did have 3 299s this year for qualifying.
And we've yet to have an honor score yet. We normally don't even make it to Sunday without having an honor score.
No.
Someone catches a good pair at the right time, connects on all of them.
I know Gene Perez had 299. Jonathan Cummins had 299. And if I'm not mistaken, Blaine Arms had a 299.
Potentially. There's a wealth of 280s and 279s. So there are people that were lined up enough to pop one.
Yeah.
Jeff Fair did have a 820 for 3 games today at some point, the second block.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. On this pattern, that's a lot. This pattern's tricky enough to where you still have to make good shots. There's an area, but you can't just throw it anywhere.
No.
Otherwise, I'd be out there bowling.
I think all in all, things went very, very smooth over the weekend. Again, Kyle and I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, this event doesn't happen 4 times without the bowler support.
Yeah, and we will have a number 5.
Yep.
All right, Brady is kind of running away here. Let's see if Jeff can get some strikes working here.
Get up on the board.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Roll it. He's on the board.
On the board. Big double by Jeff Fair there.
He still has 219 on paper.
Gonna need a sizable amount of help.
Yeah. I need a whole lot of help.
Brady's throwing it really good.
We had set up for quite the final match. Got him.
Did you kill it? Wow. Brady's the only player in the field that's 1 for 1 at killing a fly on his shoulder. R.I.P. to that one.
Cat-like reflexes.
Say those skinny guys are quick. I don't know nothing about that. Built for comfort.
fly didn't bother him.
He didn't even care how hard he smacked his arm either.
No, he whacked it pretty good.
He just went for it. What Brady shoot last game? He was pacing this for a little while last game too.
He had 240 or so.
Yeah. This new resin strategy is looking pretty solid.
Wow. Well, Brady's going to be the winner of this match. Jeff Fair is going to end up being third place. Jeff Fair is going to be taking home a smooth $900. HP, you need 4 words. Good shot by Jeff there. Gonna let Jeff and Brady finish up here. We got one more match on the docket, the title match. Rev Right versus more Rev Right. Brady Adler versus Jalen Mosley. The unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Great ball to Jeff all weekend. Absolutely. Get himself in position. He started in the group of 26 obviously this morning. Was 13th starting in the last block of 5 and went from 13th to 2nd.
I'm going to go give him his money and have him go back there, and I think Collier's going to give him a little interview to conclude his afternoon.
Okay, we will be listening.
I'll be right back.
All right, Jeff, we saw that you made a really good run the last 5 here to get in. What do you see different from today that you didn't see yesterday, or what do you see that was beneficial that gave you that run?
Yeah, there was a little bit more hook in the front part of the lane today, and that forced me. I moved too far left early, and I kind of got into a groove the 5th game of the first set and moved back right and firmed up a little bit and was kind of jamming it in there. And when we went down on the low end, it was just incredible. The averaging 260, whatever I did, it was unconscious there for a few, but this pair was a little bit different. So it faked me out. So they were a little tighter down the lane. I don't know if it was maybe the plastic ball going down the lane or what, but I didn't see it in practice, and then you guys saw what happened during the game. A couple bad shots and not good ball reaction.
Well, overall, a pretty good weekend for you, making a great run. We appreciate you coming out to Colerain Bowl, and great bowling.
Thanks, and shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I had Addie rooting me on all day. She really helped me out, Addie and AJ.
Awesome. Back to you all in the booth.
All right, thank you, Collier.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Collier. Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Great bowling.
Thanks. Thanks, Kyle. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate it.
All right. Jalen's warming up, getting his practice in right now.
I think resin's the play for Mr. Mosley.
Sure looks like it.
He's been banging on a pitch black the whole weekend, and I think it's going to be resin versus resin the way it's looking. I will take the moment to say this is an all best friends club final.
Well, as a matter of fact, it is.
Jalen Mosley repping the new best friends club drip, our alternate jersey.
Yes. Andrea, there is no question about that. The entire Fair family is something special. They're just all great people.
And one of the most accomplished families in bowling down this way.
There's no question about that. All right, so we're going to give them a little round of applause to get them started here. So let me get the crowd in here.
Hey, everybody, let's get them started.
All right.
Jalen elected to have Brady start on the left lane here in the title match. Got the guy that struck the most on the title match pair versus the guy that struck the most all weekend.
And the two guys that strike a lot on a regular
Every
basis.
weekend.
Yeah. Oof.
Neither of these guys get cheated at the bottom.
No.
It's going to be a battle of rev rate versus more rev rate.
Jalen tends to make it look easier off his hand, but he's done an awful lot to get it. He's just a big, strong
Got a big
boy.
Big mid of a hand, too.
Yep. Wonder if we can get that trophy that they're bowling for in one of the camera shots here. If we can find one of the cameras that would show it off best.
It's sitting right there in the very left corner of the camera right now. Sitting on that white table.
Yeah, you can kind of see it there.
If I thought it would balance on the bar return, I'd put it up there.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't think so.
I don't trust that either. That's a Pete Weber moment waiting to happen.
Big Crown Trophy do us a nice little job in getting us a championship trophy. Something we will. Kyle's going to have to remind me next year that we did this year.
Yeah, they got that trophy ready in a couple days.
They sure did.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery. Said thank you, Peanut Gallery.
I believe Blaine Arms just offered to pay the fees for next year's trophy. I appreciate you, Blaine.
So I faked the whole crowd out.
Yeah, that was your thing.
I watched the last three shots go down the way with resin, and then Jalen said, I'm going to throw the pitch black again. It is the ball he's thrown all weekend, so. I believe the old adage is you got to dance with the one that you brought.
Something like that.
We've never had more than one date at one time, so. Blaine, can you put any input on that?
We were on the live stream.
How about now?
See if Jalen can double up here.
Wow. This is pure strength right there, folks.
As far as Urethane's gone, he's played a little straighter than a lot of the righties. Has a ball speed to match all that rev rate to get it to shim when it's left and hook when it's right. See if Brady can get back on it here. That's sick.
Oh. Good Lord.
Might need to replace some pins on this pin deck after this event's over.
He wanted to make sure that we didn't have to respot a pin for him on that one, so he just let the head pin knock out those. If there wouldn't have been a wall there, it would have knocked over 5 or 6 on 21.
There might be some paint off that 10 pin after that head pin skimmed by it there. Need a speedometer down there to clock that.
Oh.
Like a baseball radar gun or something. He got it there. Good double. And for a barn burner.
I think we lost a camera out there, folks.
Yeah, I wonder if the battery went dead. You see that box down at the bottom down there?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually a battery pack.
Yeah.
Just to be safe, but I think that might have went dead.
That's okay.
I have extra battery, but I wish I'd have noticed that before the match started.
That's a little more up the lane.
That's about what you get there, too.
Yep. That's that.
Kept it in the middle of the lane, did not get it to get into a strong enough roll.
There's been some noticeable carry down the right from the early matches.
Yep.
With balls that are throwing that polyurethane ball. Jalen generally has enough mitt to still get the ball to roll through the pins through that shim, but I think that one was noticeably direct enough to where just couldn't attain the proper angle. But with 9 spares, a result on a bad shot, that's pretty good. I projected that one a little better.
Oh, not quite enough to get over there.
Good shot, though. He's been right in that realm of the lane the whole weekend. Just bellying the urethane ball to the track and let it walk right back to the pocket.
Yep.
He didn't like that.
No, he was talking to it.
Trajectory-wise, I didn't mind it. Maybe it was something off his hand. Nonetheless, he brings his spare back. We have a 1-pin match through 4. Brady brings that spare back. As you can see up on the screen right now, Brady's got 69 in the third working on a spare versus Jalen's 68 in the third working on a spare. 1-pin match early. I think this has been the most competitive start we've had to a match in the stepladder.
It has been.
Again, I ask you to Give our link a share here. Let everybody know you're watching the title match of the 4th annual Colerain Open here at Colerain Bowl.
Yeah, whether you're watching it on Facebook on whatever channel or you're watching it on TMT Bowling Stream TV on YouTube, just give it a share. It uploads right to the page. You can go back and watch it anytime. You got a nice little we've got a nice little library of all the past events that we've done here since we've started streaming, you know, on multiple platforms. So, and then, you know, several from before, from when we were uploading them on there. So check out the YouTube page, subscribe, it's free. And we put all of our stuff right there on that page, on the YouTube page, as well as several Facebook pages.
So after Brady's striking the 5th, Jalen matches to keep it a 1-pin match. Six-pin slapping the 10 silly on that one. See if we can put a double up and put some pressure on Brady here. That's right. It doesn't matter. He hated it.
It was right.
It was definitely right.
The big mitten right there was plenty to get down the lane.
Neither of them get cheated, that's for sure.
No.
Quality answer by Brady there.
No kidding. Keeping this a 1-pin match right now through 6.
See what he's got here on the left lane. Crushed it.
He liked it. He's talking to it right off his hand.
Yep. It's definitely got a nice funnel there. You can see the ball if it gets to the right area down lane. It's going to go through it.
Yes.
See if Jalen can keep this a 1-pin match here. It's close. It's a really good shot. Still a 1-pin match through 7, going into the 8th here. See if Jalen can reverse the pressure here onto Brady. That's right. Wow. I haven't seen Jalen beg on many shots this weekend. Jalen let that go and was begging as soon as that left his hand. And it still got there. Pressure back on Brady heading into the 8th here. Trying to regain that 1-pin advantage. That's a little right.
Oh boy.
That was right and firm. Not much.
Hitting the 2-4-6-10.
I'm curious to know how much is that on him, or if the extra urethane shots going down the lane just created more carry downs.
Just takes two of them. Still gives him a max on paper 231.
I think Brady needs the rest of them, but even then, Jalen's going to have match in hand with the opportunity to shut the door. Jalen wanted Brady to finish the match second.
He wanted to determine his own destiny.
It's a little up the lane. Yeah, that's a compensate shot. No split though.
Go.
Brings the spare back.
Hell, a strike right here will nail the title for Jalen.
I believe he just needs to stay clean.
Yeah.
With some solid pin counts here. That was a better shot than his last one in the left lane that got a little right.
Hey, I missed it. I heard.
It was ball loose, and he was. That's probably the first shot I've seen Jalen beg on all weekend, and he got it.
Yeah.
Kept that bullet in the chamber.
Maybe it's good clean living. I don't know.
It's an area game. It just means you're in the right area of the lane.
When they're falling, they're falling.
Okay, you're right. That's good clean living.
Yes.
The cleanest. Jalen Mosley is going to be our 4th annual Colerain Open champion. Doing exactly what he did all weekend.
Again, Brady Adler for second place finish is going to take home $1,100. Jalen Mosley for his efforts is going to take home $1,900, along with a free entry into the preseason bracket buster brought to us by EBONITE Bowling. So congratulations to both.
You'll do it out there.
How does this compare to your Masters? You know what he's going to say?
What?
This will take a hell of a long way.
This one's on me. I'll do that one. I can hand him the trophy too. I think that's what I'll do.
If everybody will stay with us, we are going to have Kyle doing the trophy presentation.
We'll do it out there on the lanes, so that way you can
right out
see
there
it.
on the approach. We'll get a quick interview with Jalen.
We're going to let Brady finish up, and then we'll go out there and I'll present him the 4th annual Colerain Open trophy and get a few words from our champion. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
I like it.
All right, final score, Jalen Mosley 266, Brady Adler 221. Congratulations
Go ahead
to
and
both of
go ahead and
you.
go out there. No, hand it to you. Well, okay. Don't touch the shit. That's fine.
You're ready, sir.
Can you see us? Do we need to move? All right. I'm going to step forward. Just tell us when to stop. I'm here with our 4th annual Colerain Open champion, Jalen Mosley. First of all, I want to congratulate you on your victory.
Thank you.
I want to hand you this envelope for a cool $1,900.
Thank you.
And you've also won a free $100 entry into the Mega Bracket preseason event here at Colerain Bowl, run by Todd McGill right there, and Jody Boyd, who's not present again. I'd also like to give you this cool Colerain Open trophy. It's the first ever trophy we've done. And just want to get your thoughts on the event. What did you see out there this weekend? What worked? What didn't work? What led you to the place that you're in right now?
Yeah, so I'm actually surprised because I hate urethane, but Friday night the approaches were super tacky, and it's the only thing I can keep in front of me without it like duck cooking. And I shot 270 to start, so I never looked back with this urethane ball. I tried reactive a little bit, but I couldn't get a corner out, and then if I missed it, I big forward, so yeah.
After this big victory, what are you going to do next?
I am going to go home and get some rest because I am tired. I missed work for this. Literally, I caught off work to come bowl, so I'm glad I bowled good.
Shout out to them. We hope they don't see this. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right. That'll pretty much conclude our day. We're going to get stuff turned around and get ready for the sweeper. Check-in's going to start here in about 45 minutes. Sweeper will be at 6 o'clock, and we'll be live later on this evening. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks again to our sponsors, and happy Father's Day.
Thanks for tuning in.